Appreciate that. Now we'll move on to number 6, Blackburn Tally Field Lighting Project Award presented by Ben Moody.
Good evening.
Good to see you, Ben.
Evening. Yeah, nice to see everybody tonight. Looking a little hairier for some, but looking good. So good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. The item before you is in regards to Blackburn Tally Park field lighting. So the item I have before you is in regards to awarding phase 1 of a multi-phase project to replace the poles and lighting for field 1 and partially for field 2. So currently, if you're familiar with field 1, it's a Long Garden Highway. There's some the existing poles that are out there. We're running into maintenance issues with them being so tall. Repairing the lights requires special equipment and also just long-term energy costs and maintenance. It warranted that we put in the CIP, a multi-phase project to replace the lighting over a few years. When we looked into the project, we found that there's potential to have total project savings by, instead of just replacing one field per year, to do a joint pole system where basically we're putting these 2 poles in. They're bigger poles, but they'll have lights for both fields. So what that's turned into is it's increased our budget for the original phase 1 because we're basically doing part of field 2 with that. And so with that, we knew that the cost was going to be higher than the original estimate that we put in the CIP. And so with that understanding, with that joint poll, we gained you guys' approval in September to go out to bid. We put it out to bid with an engineer's estimate of approximately $310,000 based on input from the pole supplier. The bids came in. 3 bids were received. The low bid was $348,000. So bids were a little higher than anticipated. We looked into it, trying to figure out what the costs were, reasons. A lot of it had to do with groundwater issues with the pole. With these poles, there's a foundation depth that starts to get into groundwater potentials, and then also when the supplier gave us that number, what we were looking for an engineer's estimate, there's also a scope difference of, hey, we want we're not just putting light poles up. We want our fields to be nice when we're done, with not damaged fields and damaged sprinklers and concrete tore up. So when we put all that scope together, that added to that extra cost. When we analyzed it, staff still feels that the overall savings and maintenance, long-term energy costs, and safety for that, it still warrants doing the project with long-term benefits. So with that, in order to facilitate the costs, we're asking for additional funds be allocated from unallocated general fund monies, with the anticipation that we would lower next year's or future phases to offset that fund. So shifting the money from year to year. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions about the project. I recommend, so with the low bidder being Modesto Executive Electric, with Musco Lighting System, staff recommends A through C to facilitate the award and funding.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the council members? Seeing none, I'm looking for action.
Well, the first thing I want to say is, Ben, Sean leaned over to me and said that he's going to get a haircut tomorrow. So just to answer your question.
Actually, I forgot. I did have one kind of question. Wasn't there an incident out at Blackburn Tally recently? Yeah, there it is right there. One of them did fall. So those conditions they're talking about are definitely something we need to take care of. Thank you.
And with that, I'd move staff's recommendation.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you.